Hello and welcome to the Umbrella Show with me, Dalila Hamza. We've been quiet for long, but there are good things which are cooking up here. As you know that the Umbrella Show walks with you during the storm, during sunny. It's always us with you, youth out there, in talking about matters that are affecting us. My name is Dalila Hamza, and in the studio we have an amazing person who is Abdusalaam Kassim, who is an entrepreneur as well as a leader. And probably you might be asking yourself, this face is very, very familiar. Now let us know who Salama is.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here. My name is Abdusalaam Kassim. I'm a businessman as well. I'm a farmer. I'm a degree holder.
Okay.
And yes, I'm a politician as well. And I'm a chairman of boxing in Mombasa. I'm a treasurer in Coast Broilers as well.
Okay. All those titles, we'll get to understand why he holds them at first. The first question, just a quick question. When you're looking at, we're in the era of COVID-19 pandemic and unemployment has been there for quite long. Youth have been really complaining that there aren't enough jobs which are out there. When you look at the leaders who are there isn't much they say they get from them. So you as a leader, what is your take?
First, I would just like to throw the blame to the leaders that we have, because being a leader, you need to be somebody who's creative, somebody who can solve our problems and issues. As we can see, most of the countries which have taken initiative to promote more business and jobs opportunity, but not in Kenya because of bad leadership. Okay. We have seen actually in our leadership in Kenya, what we normally have is a lot of corruption and people who are selfish, self-centered.
Okay.
And that is why you see a lot of voices are coming out through the youth stating that they cannot get jobs. It has to be through somebody who you know and all that. But if you look at the legislation that we have so many arms or tools to support the youth in terms of them getting a job, trainings, and creating jobs for them. But it's not actually been taken seriously. It's just there to be used during election period and to gain support. But the actual thing is, the youth have been forgotten, and the reason they've been forgotten is. They are not actually valuing themselves, you know. If I remember a story that I heard one day, an old man was about to die. He called his son and he said, look, I'm about to die. With my health is deteriorating. I'm not quite sure if I'll last to the next year. So what he did is he said, there is something that I've inherited from my father. I would like to pass it on to you.
Okay.
And that was an old watch. So he said, before I give it to you, I would like you to go and ask for the price that you can get out there. So the young man went with that watch and went to the shop where they sell watch. And he asked the gentleman, if I wanted to sell my watch, how much could you give me? And he looked at that watch and he said, look, this watch is an old watch. The only thing I can give you is 100 shillings. So that young man thought, look, I'm getting a watch of 100 shillings, no value of it. Okay. So he went back to his father and he said, look, I went to the shops, I tried to shop around to try and sell it, and the only price you can get is 100 shillings, and that was the highest price. And he told him, no, don't go to the shops, go again and try to sell it. Okay. So he went again, and he went to where the bus stops are, and where he can see a lot of, where he can meet people. And he tried to sell the watch, but unfortunately he got lesser price. He went back to his father and he said, look, I went back out there and I tried so much. The only price you can get is 20, not even 100, so it's gone down. Still another disappointment. Still another disappointment. So what the old man told him, so he told him, now I'm going to give you a direction where you're supposed to take this watch. Okay. And he told him, now you go to the museum and ask them how much they can buy it from you. Going to the museum, those people were surprised to see that watch, and they offered him a lot of money, in millions, because they wanted to put it in their antique things. So he went back to his father and he said, look, I managed to get more than $1 million in this scratch old watch. And that's when his father told him, you see, sometimes we don't know the value of things. And that's where we go wrong. And this is where the youth have not actually know their value. They've been used with politicians, been used with any other person telling them, oh, it's a youth time, it's this and that. But the actual things that they could do for the youth that could make them feel alive and live like, you know, like human being are not given to them. You know, you don't have to know anybody to get a job, a good job or decent job. You don't need to know anybody to go to a good school. The system already is there for us to help our youth, you know, to help any other Kenyans. But it's not been used properly. And the same kind of people, the youth I'm talking about, is they will support this evil, corrupt leader, yeah, to get back into leadership. Just because if they see them, they can have a photo with them and get something to have for lunch or a fare or something small just to make him live for a week. Yeah, and they forget the value of what they need to get from a leadership. And that is why I'm saying is the young men need to understand they've got so much to lose by actually agreeing to these corrupt leaders, but actually not asking the right question, by actually not electing the good leaders that they can serve them.
Okay. Linking the same thing during your leadership or your venturing into leadership since 2017 up to date, when you look at the youth's transition, it has always been a high number of people coming out to register themselves for voting. But ironically, we see that there's a low outcome of the youth who are supposed to go and get their vote, get registered in their vote. I don't know what your take concerning that. Is it a red flag? Is it another sign where youth are tired of the kind of leadership? Because the numbers are quite low, especially when you look at Mombasa. I don't know your take on that.
Well, first I will blame the government and the IEBC because, you know, you need to create a method that could make it easy for people. See, we do not take registration to people. We are only based on one place, where sometimes there's those kind of difficulties of somebody to come from where he is to the center where they have put. Second thing, they have not encouraged all these people who are taking new IDs, who have not collected their IDs, you know, that you collect your ID and you've got to register to vote. Other things, it is the government did not even actually think of the people who cannot move. You know, we have sick people, we have disabilities, you know, who needs to register, but they don't have the facility because nobody goes to them and register them. See, other thing is they don't go and knock into the doors, you know, and they don't. The timing as well for registration, because of the curfew and everything, people coming out of work and everything, so they don't have enough methods to encourage people to register. Other thing about disappointments, you can see some people are registering themselves to be a voter, not because they want to vote. It's only because they want to hold that card and then make it as an income.
So it's a ticket to a jackpot.
A jackpot, yeah. So that you can talk to this leader, that leader, collect money from here and there. You see, the purpose of election is not yet meant, is not yet known to our people who wants to vote, you know. It is your livelihood that they're forgetting, you know. Like, I was surprised, and I even recorded myself on an audio to my people and my brothers who lived in Kibokoni, Mjuakali and all that, to remind them of the hardship they've gone through when they were locked down. And no leader came to them, you know. In fact, it was a way of bullying them and, you know, showing them they don't have no value and all that. So this is the right time so people to understand, if you don't go and register and vote for leaders who can actually change Mombasa, we are doomed again. 10 years is too much. Yeah, we cannot give another 5 years. You know, Mombasa was a great city, a great town, if you compare to other city of Kenya. We were shaping Kenya. We were, you know, we were center of Kenya. But now, you know, everything is not here. It's never here. We're not part of the government. We cannot we cannot have our views in the government, because even our leaders have been taking as fools. We are only good at dais and just abusing and shouting other people's name, rather than actually telling us what we miss in Mombasa.
Okay. On the same note, the chair of Independent, the chair of IEBC, I mean, said that there are certain reasons which were there concerning insecurity, as well as others not having the necessary documents which are there in other parts of the other counties. According to you, what are some other reasons that has caused maybe Mombasa not to turn up at a large number or massive to go and cast their registration?
You see, people are a bit tired, and economy as well. It's really pushing people back, you know. People ask himself, or we've been asked this question, why should I go and register when I have a family to feed? You know, there's no jobs. I've got to be out there, and when time goes off, you know, there's nobody to register us. So there's a lot that the government should do, you know. Really prepare themselves, educate people why they should vote. Why do we want to vote? What are the reasons, you know? These are the things that we're missing, you know. And if you look at it, the IEBC, what they're saying is it's rubbish. What have they prepared? They are supposed to encourage people. What kind of messages have they put out there? Have they, you know, educate people? Have they go door to door and tell people you must register? This is your right. Without registering, we're not having the better Kenya that we need. You know, nothing. You know, and people are tired. Are very, very tired. If you say of COVID-19 as well, it has made a lot of people to lose hope with the future. You know, and the government is doing nothing. So. Partly the government is to be blamed, and not forgetting is a lot of people who are in power right now are not going to, you know, to seek for voters to vote them. You know, most of them have finished their 2 terms, like the governors and the president. So you see, they have eased everything out. The people who want to come in as new leaders, they don't have that strength and power to push people. These are things that if Governor Joho, for example, was not going to finish this term and he has another term, you could see that now he's announcing about reminding people about registration of to be a voter, putting people out there, and you know, but it's no longer there. So they just want it to be like that, and you know, it's really annoying to understand that this chance will come and go, and people will suffer again. If they don't register.
Okay, if you tune in, this is the Umbrella Show with me, Dalila Hamza. I have Abdusalaam Kassim over here, who's a leader and also an entrepreneur. We're discussing on the loopholes. We're not yet out of the woods when it comes to matter of leadership, as well as casting our votes, or rather registration of our votes. Actually, we're here to talk about issues affecting the youth in terms of unemployment, as well as the number, which are quite worrying, who went for the registrations in the voting system.
All the opportunities are there for our youth, but nobody is actually pushing it, making sure that our youth are being prepared. If you compare it with the first world country, more efforts have been taken and given to the youth, because this is the new generation and it is the future of our country, and it is the force to drive our country. So a lot of attention is being put there, but with us, nothing. You know, they are being frustrated and being bullied, and you know, and being pressed down so that they don't know their rights. They can't ask for their rights, and if they do, they've been punished for it, you know. And you see, the same people that we call leaders are actually taking their own people to help, and you know, putting it out there that the funds for youth and all the facilities that youth are supposed to be getting have been given out. There's nobody to watch. That is why I'm running for this office of a Senate, because I wanted people to understand that job can be done. You know, we have not had a feeling that we ever had a senator in Mombasa, from the first one to the one who's at the seat at the moment. the present one. So what I'm saying is there are so many things. If I was the senator now, I could have done. I could have a department, full department, helping the youth, making sure that they get all the facilities they need, like, you know, applying for the funds, preparing them for to apply, having somebody to be following it out, asking the county government how are they giving out the funds, how are they choosing to give who, what are the criteria, so that we could help our youth. You know, so many people want to do so much, but because they've been denied the right to get this all this help. That's why we have all the problems with the youth. We even had time where youth were turning to be robbers, turning to be people who are distracting the peace. You know, look at Likoni. The force that the youth that we have in Likoni, it could build an economy itself with the right ideas. But no, you know, nobody is taking that as an opportunity to create jobs. They're actually leaving it to go to, you know, to the drainage. And you see, that's why we see our boys in Likoni, majority of them are into drugs, prostitution. Same goes to Kisauni. A lot of them jobless, robberies, frustrating residents in Kisauni, and a lot of incidents. This is due to denying them their rights. I don't understand. I mean, they have still so much. Why don't they leave at least something for the youth to start, you know, bringing the economy up so that they can be leaders and have a lot of money to you know, to make other development. So I'm coming back again and saying, look, it's time to have a regime change in Mombasa. And this regime change has to be a massive one. We need to change all these rubbish leaders. We need to clean them up. We need to bring a new leadership in Mombasa, a leadership that could copy and paste the time of Obama, that everybody could feel the human being rather than being judged by color, tribe, and religion. You know, all those comes secondary. The primary one is we are all human beings and we have the same needs, the same needs that we all have, you know, depending on which color, which religion, and which tribe you come from. So we need that change. We need that regime change. We need to make to show people we could be a good example. You know, we have been living in a very humiliating life during these 10 years. So we need to change all this. We need to change all the leaders who are in there, who the leaders that have associate themselves to the current regime. You know, let us bring something new. And on a surprise note here, there is a young boy. He's a doctor at 33 years who is running for governorship in Mombasa. So I'm looking forward to see all the youth actually backing him to get the governorship, so that we can say, look, we can do it, and this is how we do it.
Okay. Problem comes in where some of the youth are so great, but others tend to support for their own motive or their own agendas. So how do you change the aspect of this youth who are going to cast their votes simply by a mere, maybe photograph with someone or the other, petty kind of things? How do we change the mentality so that people can remain with serenity and won't do violence, or rather be radicalized?
You see, it needs a lot of work, but what I believe in, you know, as they say in the scripture, the truth will set you free. You know, they will know the truth, and the only thing that can set you free is the truth. You know, it's just to remind them what things they have been missing and denied, you know, what rights they do have, you know. But by having a photo with somebody is not changing anything in your life. In fact, it's actually making you to be, you know, lower of the lowest. You know, a picture will not help you future. You've got a future, and every year that goes around is you losing a life. You know, if 5 years, that's 5 years of your life. If you don't do anything, you have elected a leader who is not creative, who does not have ideas, who cannot solve our problems, then you're doomed. So the only thing is to educate them, you know, and actually giving them the right tools to understand, you know, giving them training, bring other youth, meet them into where they congregate together. Tell them actually why they should elect somebody who is more into development rather than to PR. This is why this is now what I'm doing. I go and sit with the communities, among them the youth, the women, the older people. I don't go and lecture them. I don't go and tell them anything. I go and listen to them first, and then ask them, how can we solve this problem? Then it becomes like a normal talk that we can talk together. And then the best idea is what I adapt.
Okay.
And then this is why I'm saying, look, we can use this, but using this, we need somebody who's able to do it, And this is what I'm always giving them. You see, if somebody comes and asks you to elect them, have a right question. Why should we elect you? What is the problems in Mombasa? What do you think
that you have solved so far?
Yeah, or maybe you can solve. What about who is you? I mean, the same way you've asked me. These are the things I educate people as well, selling my agendas to them.
And the others will come to you and say, Abdusalaam, I have nothing. I am the breadwinner. At the same time, I must accept this so that my family would at least get something to eat. Others say that they have that kind of reason. And you, as an entrepreneur, and also have been working with the youth hand in hand, what are some other things that you would help this kind of person who comes to you and say, Abdusalaam, no, I am the breadwinner, but yet, what can I do? These people have come to me. This is free money. At least I could get something to offer my family.
Yes, you offer your family for one day and lose it for 5 years. That's how I answer it. Yeah, it's your choice. If you want to better your life, you have to do something. You don't expect something freely and then expect to have something better. You don't go to a farm where you don't do farming yourself and you're expecting the fruits to come out. You need to dig, you need to wait, you need to be patient. Yeah, and all that takes time. Yeah, for you to accept that 500 shillings. So you're selling yourself for 5 years for just 500 shillings and a photo. But
others are saying, I'm going to get that money and then I'm definitely not going to vote for that person.
No, because what you're doing is, the trick that the politicians normally do is, they normally like to take photos. Yeah, and where they have crowds, they take photos and they post it on their Facebooks and all that, so that people could get confused. That this person is, in voting, there's 3 ways that you get support. There are people who support you because you have a policy that they follow and they think it can work for them. And the other people are voting you because of the party. They like the party and they have to vote whoever is there in the party. And the third one is the people who are just there waiting. They cannot decide for themselves. They just want to see where the crowd goes and they go. And this is where the biggest part that we need to work on is to educate people. You need to see their interviews. You need to talk to these people, get closer and know them. Are they the real people that will come and help us, or are these people just pretending? And then when the reality comes, they're not the right people for us. So this is why I'm saying, look, forget about the 500 shillings. Forget about anything. Remember, there is 5 good years to come in front of you. You still have to feed your family. You still have to educate your family. You still have to give opportunity to the incoming youth. Yeah? And if you have somebody who has no idea, who cannot think smart, who cannot solve your problem, who cannot be there for emergency, then, you're not doing the right thing. We need to measure the kind of leadership that somebody wants to come in with. Not any Tom, Dick and Harry come in and say, I want to be a governor tomorrow. Then yes, he's a governor because he has 500 shillings. If I was a governor today, my friend, I'm telling you, Mombasa could be very, very good place to live. It could be very different. There are so many opportunities that are left, and this could change people's life. Me, I'm looking for a job. So is another person looking for a job. If I say I want to be a senator, that's a job. I'm applying for a job. Yeah. When I get that job, I need to remember that somebody has given me a chance to work. Am I creating another chance for him to work or her? You understand? This is give and take. But with our kind of leaders, the only thing they can do is to take that chance, take that seat or the job, and then what they do is make you not to look for other opportunity, just to be depending or beggar to them. Or you always go and ask them for school fees. You always go and ask them to help you in burials, hospital bills. That is not their job. Their job is to change the environment where investors can come in, where people could see there is an opportunity. There's a way. Look at China. How did China become very popular, and all the major business are running into China, even the ones in US, in Canada, in England, in Germany. Why? Because they have seen an opportunity. We need to create that opportunity. We need to bring skills here. We need to see how the world is growing, what is needed in the world, then bring those skills here and change the environment, because we've got the space. You know, bring these people here. Let them work in our countries where they can, you know, create jobs. That is what we need. Not getting each and every day that there is so much money needed to be done A, B, C, D, and you don't see it being done. There is an hospital in Mwakirunge was built with so much millions of shillings. Up to now is not even open.
The question of graft comes back to there again. Now, Abdusalaam, we saw you in 2017. You vied for Senator seat via Jubilee.
Yes.
Are we seeing you in 2022, and with which party?
Well, I am in 2022. First, before I continue, I would like to ask you to vote for me. So that you don't
we need to see your manifestos first.
I will give you my manifesto.
Yeah, we need to see your manifestos first.
I'll give you I will explain to you once we finish the program. I still have to take this opportunity so that you don't say that you haven't asked you. I'm a good leader, and I can provide so many things to our youth and our residents in Mombasa. I can promise I will change the way we do politics in Mombasa. The only time that you can have a senator in Mombasa is by me having that seat. If you remind me the question again.
Okay, I was asking, you ran by Jubilee as a party. So which party are we seeing Abdusalaam Kassim with this coming election?
At the moment, we are in consultation with the people and the people that I work close to, and actually we are actually looking at the manifesto of the parties and with the problems that we have, which one will be easier for us to join hands so that I can easily solve the problem of Mombasa, being a senator for Mombasa. So we're still doing our own research.
Okay. We're
asking for advice, but to confirm, yes, I am in 2022. And I will go hard on it.
And if you're in, we want to know why Abdusalaam as a senator from Mombasa. And also another question, we have the economy, which is a vast kind of thing, which will help our generations to come. A lot of trillions and trillions are lying there. What are you going to do to make sure that the youth who are out there get this kind of job, and especially the technology in it?
First, why Abdusalaam? I have so much to offer. I think since the first senator, Hassan Sarai, did not do his job right. So the first thing is to make sure that all the money being spent by the governor, Hassan Ali Joho, will be in accounts. We will go back to see where he has done right and where he has done wrong. Other thing is we will protect the money for Mombasa people. We are not going to be people who will just keep quiet and just look at the things the way they are. Things will be properly checked. And other thing is in my office, if I am the senator, I'll have departments where they will be dealing with youth. As I said before, is to make sure that everything that the legislation has given to youth will be performed. Like the funds, I will have a department where there will be trainings, we'll be doing the application for them, we will be submitting the application for them, then we'll use our influence to ask the process how it's going, where the application is, why are we not getting a reply. And if there is an objection on that application, we would like to know the reasons, and after that we change and you know, help to rectify those reasons to come to, you know, the way that it will be appreciated. So I will not just be a senator to just go to the parliament, but I will be a senator that will actually go down to every details of the work that I'm supposed to do, and the helping hand to the youth, so that the new generation could actually develop from where they are. You understand?
Okay.
And invite other organizations from outside to come and help, because we even have organization that helps the youth, which is from outside this country. So with the title that I will have, I have friends. I've been in many countries, almost everywhere in Europe. I've been in America. I've been in Canada. So I will use that influence. I've been in Middle East. I will use those influences to make sure that those kind of helps could reach us, you know. And I will not just be a senator, you know, to overlook how the county works. I will use the title to make sure that I encourage other people to come and, you know, and invest in Mombasa. Yeah.
Absolutely. You haven't answered me the question of blue economy. I don't know which kind of plans do you have for the entire concept, because it was introduced recently, but we want to know the mitigations, or rather the things you have in hand for us as youth.
Well, you see, the reason why I didn't answer it the way you want me to answer it is because as a senator, there is certain, our duties are not the same like other duties, like an MP who's direct, having a lot of things to do with the youth direct. They have the financial help and the financial muscle, and as well as the governor. Mine is to observe and to correct and to ask questions. But that is why I'm saying I will do more than that by actually creating a department in my office from what I will be earning as a salary, yeah, to create jobs and to do that, to help our young men to achieve their goals, whether they know how to do it, whether they don't know, we will be there for them. You know, with the people who know, we will be helping them to actually following the process, so that they can be actually given and not been looked because they don't have somebody inside there. Yeah, and
they call it connection. When you have someone, it's connection,
yes.
And then when you miss someone, it's corruption.
Corruption. Yeah, we will try and make sure that every person gets the same opportunity, an equal opportunity to everyone. That's something that I will do on my own.
Okay.
And as I said again, I will help them in terms of using the influence that I have outside the country, or maybe even in the country, to bring those kind of an organization that can help the youth and can develop them in one way or another, either by training, by sponsorship, by giving them money to start a small business or start a business and all that, and advise them. These are the things that I'm planning when I'm being a senator. Although it's not part of the duties that I'm supposed to do.
You want to go an extra mile?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel it's being a father and a grandfather, I think those are the things that I need to do.
Okay. It seems like time is not on our side. Let's get you parting shots to the youth who are out there, and to those who, you know, us casting a vote, it is our constitutional right. Let's get it from you. Your parting shots. Yes.
I think for us to change, for the youth to have the better life, for them to have a future that is a promising future, you need to vote. If you don't vote, it is your mistake. Don't blame anybody. It's your time. The time is now. Don't waste it. Take the opportunity. You have a value in your life, and that is what I want you to take. Value yourself. Go out there, register yourself, make sure you vote, and you vote for a good leader and not for that 500 shillings.
Thank you very much for staying up to the end of the program. My name is Dalila Hamza, and this is The Umbrella Show. It is your constitutional right to go and vote for the person you want. So, guys, let's come out because our decision counts a lot. It's a bye-bye for now. Until next time.